Out of the four uncles that the Prophet ﷺ, that witnessed the Prophet ﷺ's Islam, you know, he had 10 uncles total, or there were a total of 11 brothers. One of them was his father, so he had 10 uncles. Of those 11 brothers, i.e. the sons of Abdul Muttalib, of those 11 brothers, 7 of them died before the Prophet ﷺ began preaching the message. 7 of them died before the Prophet ﷺ began preaching the message. So 7 of them never heard the Prophet ﷺ preaching Tawheed. 4 of them, the 2 of them who converted and 2 of them rejected, right? And it is just ironic, or it is qadr of Allah, or it is a coincidence that the 2 who rejected, they had pagan names. And the 2 who accepted, they had beautiful names. The 2 who rejected, their kunyas of course were Abu Talib and no, not Abu Jahl, Abu Lahab. People always get confused. We said this many times. Abu Jahl is from the Banu Makhzum. He's not from the Banu Hashim. Abu Lahab is from the Banu Hashim. Abu Lahab is the uncle. Abu Jahl is a very distant relative. Don't get confused. A lot of Muslims get confused, right? Abu Jahl is somebody else. Abu Lahab is somebody else. 2 different people completely. And the Quran mentions Abu Lahab. Abu Lahab is the uncle. Abu Jahl is a very distant relative. Now, Abu Talib, his name was Abd al-Uzza. His kunya was, Abu Talib, his name was Abd Manaf, my mistake. Abu Lahab's name was Abd al-Uzza. Abu Lahab, his actual name that Abdul Muttalib gave him is Abd al-Uzza. And he was a very handsome man, and so they called him Abu Lahab as if fire is coming from his cheeks and face. Right? And so Allah mocked this name in the Quran by saying this fire is not just a metaphorical, it is a real fire. سَيَصْلَى نَارًا ذَاتَ لَهَبٍ. Right? But they called him Abu Lahab because he was a handsome man. And he was a single son of the wife that Abdul Muttalib married. Abdul Muttalib had 5 wives. Abdul Muttalib had 5 wives, and one of them gave birth only to Abu Lahab. So Abu Lahab had no full brothers and sisters, right? So Abu Lahab's name was Abdul Uzza, and he became one of the worst enemies. Abu Talib, his name was Abd Manaf. And Abu Talib was of course the full brother of Abdullah. And for wisdom, Allah knows he did not accept Islam, as we said. The 2 who converted of course are Hamza and Al-Abbas. And both of these names are their original names. And both of them mean the same thing. What do they mean? The lion. Both of them mean the same thing. Hamza and Abbas are 2 names for the lion in Arabic. They say that Arabs have 500 names for a lion. And Allahu Alam, I mean, some people have tried to make this 500 list, but they've only gotten 150. But they have a huge number of names of the lions, right? Both Abbas and Hamza are names of the lion. And Hamza also has the connotation of strength, and Abbas has the connotation of bravery. But they both signify the lion. And for some reason, the 2 names that are pure and good meaning, they converted. And the 2 names that are pagan names, Abdul Uzza and Abd Manaf, these are of course names of the idols, Manaf and Uzza, they did not convert. Whether this is qadr, whether this is whatever, and Allah knows best. But this is an interesting point here. And by the way, of course, now that we're talking about the uncles, as for the aunts, how many aunts did the Prophet ﷺ have? How many aunts did the Prophet ﷺ have? Meaning, when he was born, how many did he have? How many were the daughters of Abdul Muttalib?
3 or 4.
1, 3, 4, going once, going twice, higher. 11. Huh? 7. Where'd you hear this from? You just made it up. Wallahi, I know of 6, but maybe there's 7. I know of 6. I know of 6, that he had 6 aunts. And we only know of one of them converting to Islam, and she is of course Safiya. Right? We know for sure of one converting to Islam, and we know for sure that one of them heard of Islam, i.e. she was alive when Islam began to be preached. And this is Atiqah, who saw the dream at the Battle of Badr, which we'll talk about inshallah in a few weeks. That was Atiqah. We don't know who else converted. Some rumors have it that more than Safiya converted. And some have it that more than one died before Islam. But the fact of the matter is the rest of the aunts of the Prophet remain shrouded in mystery. We don't know who amongst them converted. And truth be told, the fact that we don't know should seem to indicate that they didn't. Because had they converted, we would have known about it. Had they converted, it would have been. And so the more academically minded scholars of Sirah say that this means that the rest of them did not convert. We don't even know how many of them lived to hear about Islam. Except for Atiqa and Safiya, we don't know the rest of them, did they or did they not. But even if they did, then it's apparent that they did not accept Islam.